Hello and welcome to another Geometry Dash 2.2 update speculation video. Today we're going to be talking about one of the more mysterious features of this update, and that is the map. RobTop has referenced the map multiple times, but he's never told us exactly what it is, or what it is at all. We really have no idea. He has shared a few images though, and so we're going to be going off of that. The first image looks like this. It's this little trail with some grass on the side. It looks pretty well made, but it's pretty zoomed in and it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. It looks like this might be some sort of path we travel on. The second image looks like a forest. This looks like maybe on the side of the trail, where there's a rock, some trees, a bush. Again, it looks pretty nice, but it's hard to tell exactly what's going on. In the third image, we have what looks like the entrance to a mine. We see some gems on the left, which kind of makes me question why there's a mine if there's crystals growing all around it. But I'm sure it's just for aesthetic reasons, and it does look pretty nice. My guess is that whatever path we're traveling on might go inside of this mine, as it does have an opening. This would be really interesting, and I'm not sure what that would entail. The fourth image here shows what looks sort of like a tundra. We see one of the deadlocked monsters along with a bunch of ice. This is likely in a much different area of the map than the first three images. The next image here is much bigger. It looks like a screenshot from Adobe Animate, and why he's making this map in Adobe Animate I'm not really sure. I would think that this would be better suited for Photoshop, but whatever floats his boat, I guess. This is a really interesting image and much bigger than we've seen before. We see a bunch of these deadlocked monsters along with other animated monsters from previous updates and the spike ball monster in 2.2. They're in this sort of slime bog area, which is really interesting. You can see the path going on at the top, and a bunch of what looks like little entrances to places throughout. This image makes me think that the map will be really big, as this one kind of biome area has so much area to it. In this image we can also see the barrier between this biome and the one to the right, which looks to be sort of a deserty area. There's also these sort of crystal slime things growing in multiple places. I'm not sure if those have any significance or if it's just for detail, but in either case it's very interesting. I'm also curious what this big skull in the grass is, if that has any significance or if it's again just for show. In this next screenshot we see yet again a pretty big area. This looks like a volcano mountainy area, and there's a lot of stuff going on. We see that trail from before going down the volcano and up this mountain, or maybe it's the other way around. On this mountain there's a bunch of stuff, more monsters. There's this weird tree thing, these weird stones with Geometry Dash faces on them. We see this sort of Grim Reaper kind of thing. Some saws and this weird cube structure thing. I'm not sure what that is, but it's really interesting. What I also find kind of neat here is that there's a dead end. I'm not sure if that means that this is the end of the map, or if there's some secret passageway or something that we just don't see, or something else. It might be that this is just one of the kind of side areas we can go to, and this isn't the main path. This also makes me think about the lore of Geometry Dash, because there's some signs here, and I'm wondering who placed these signs? Was it a previous player? Or was it RobTop himself, because he is a character in the lore of Geometry Dash? Was there some race that lived here before the player came? It's really interesting, though I'm not sure we're really going to see any answers for these questions in 2.2. The final image is this. RobTop has told us that this is concept art for something called the King. I'm not really sure if this is part of the map, but it very well could be, and it might fit really well. Maybe there's a castle area in the map and the king resides there. This would confirm that there's humans in Geometry Dash, or at least very human-like creatures. So what is he the king of? What does he rule over? And why do we have to confront him? Again, this might not be a part of 2.2 or any future update, but it's still really interesting to speculate on. Finally, now that we've talked about all the areas of the map, the real question is, what is the map? It's obviously some sort of adventure mode, but what will be in it? What will the levels be like? The first thing I think of is that the map might just be one big gauntlet. It might be a bunch of user levels and have multiple pathways, but ultimately it might just be a place to beat some levels. This idea is a bit disappointing to me, because if this much effort is going into the sort of outline for the map and all the art for it, I would hope that it has something a little more exciting than just some user levels. This is also backed up by something that the Geometry Dash wiki says under the 2.2 page, where RobTop apparently has once referred to the map as the Gauntlets Plus. If this is the case, then it's pretty safe to assume that this is what the map is. However, I couldn't find an original source for RobTop calling the map this, so I'm not really sure. The map could also be something like Geometry Dash World, where there is a bunch of levels and they're all made by RobTop, but they're all very short. This would be very interesting and add a new element to Geometry Dash. What I personally hope the map is a place to show off the platformer mode, where there's a bunch of much smaller levels that just show off platformer mode, show off some new mechanics, and just a place to have fun. I know in the past RobTop has said that he's not really sure if you would make an entire main level for platformer mode, so this would be a super interesting alternative. But unfortunately, that's really all we know about platformer mode. It's hard to speculate on something where we have so little information. I think this is the kind of thing where RobTop just wants to keep it a secret, so we'll have something to surprise us in 2.2. I really hope that the surprise is worth it, and this is just one of the many things, the many things I'm excited for this update. And with that, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you all liked this. If you did, make sure to click that button that tells me that you liked it, and also subscribe for more. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.